Focus on grammar. The present simple. Watch Sophia meet her teacher for the first time. Hi, Sophia. It's nice to meet you. I'm Jimmy. I will be your English teacher.
Hi, Jimmy. It's nice to meet you too. I'm excited to learn more English.
Listen to Sophia talk to Jimmy about her interview.
Yesterday I had a job interview in English.
Really? How do you feel about the interview?
I feel good about it.
Great! What topics did they ask you about?
Lots of things, but mainly about my daily routine.
Let's look at the present simple. When we talk about habits and routines, we use the present simple. For example, I get to work between 8 and 8:30. Then I check my emails. I have lunch at 1 o'clock. Study the table. Can you remember how to use the affirmative form? I write. You write. He, she, it writes. We write. They write.
I have a question. When do we change the ending of the verb?
Good question. Remember to conjugate the verb in the third person, he, she, and it. With regular verbs, we usually add an S. Let's look at some examples in the affirmative form. You eat lunch in the cafeteria. She attends meetings on Monday mornings. They finish work at 7 p.m.
But there are some verbs that add es in the third person, right?
Yes, that's correct.
We add es for verbs that end in o, ch, double s, sh, x, and z. Go, goes. Watch, watches. Kiss, kisses. Brush, brushes. Fix, fixes. Buzz, buzzes. Also, don't forget if the verb ends in a consonant plus y, we remove the y and add ies. Carry, carries. Study, studies. But if the verb ends in a vowel plus y, then we add just s. Play, plays. Say, says. Keep in mind that the verb have in the third person singular is has. It doesn't follow any of the patterns we mentioned. Watch the interview. Can you identify all the verbs in the affirmative?
I always get to work between 8 and 8:30 depending on traffic. When I get to the office, I check my email and then I organize my day. In the office where I work, we always have a full staff meeting at 9 a.m. to start the day. After that, I often attend a smaller meeting with my team. I manage a small team of 3 people, so I assign them tasks and we sometimes plan projects together. Then I work in my office for the rest of the morning where I usually create presentations, plan projects, and sometimes make phone calls. After that, I have a lunch break for 1 hour. The office has a cafeteria, so I often sit with my colleagues there and have a chat over lunch. Then in the afternoon, I almost always work on designs for projects. The present simple affirmative verbs are get, check, organize, work, have, attend, manage, assign, plan, work, create, plan, make, have, has, sit, have, work.
Well done. You identified them all. Let's watch some of your interviews, Sophia. Can you identify the negative form of the present simple?
Yes, I think I can.
That sounds interesting. And what small things do you enjoy in life?
That's a good question. Well, I love to read, but the problem is that I rarely have time, so I don't read as often as I would like to. The negative form is I don't read.
That's right. To form the negative, we use the auxiliary do not or does not plus the unconjugated form of the main verb. For example, I do not read as often as I would like to. Study the table. Can you remember how to use the negative form? I do not read. You do not read. He, she, it does not read. We do not read. They do not read. Remember to conjugate the verb in the third person, he, she, and it, with does. Study the examples. We do not work at the weekend. They do not send many emails. He does not make presentations. When speaking, it is common to use the short form don't or doesn't. For example, we don't work at the weekend. They don't send many emails. He doesn't make presentations. Now let's think about questions in the present simple. What questions did they ask you in your interview?
What small things in life do you enjoy? What do you do that really interests you? Why do you want to work here?
To form the interrogative, we use the auxiliary do or does plus the subject and then the unconjugated form of the main verb. For example, do you like reading? When asking questions, we can also use question words at the start of the phrase for more information. For example, who? Who do you work with? What? What do you like to read? Where? Where do you live? Why? Why do you enjoy your job? When? When do you arrive at the office? Study the table. Can you remember how to use the interrogative form? Do I? Do you? Does he? Does she? Does it? Do we? Do they? Remember to conjugate the verb in the third person with does. So tell me, Sophia, what do you do?
I am a graphic designer.
When does this new job start?
If I get the job, it starts next week.
I hope you get the job.
Thank you. Me too.
Test yourself. Answer the following questions. Sentence completion. Select the correct option to complete the sentence. Correct. You are You are The lesson is concluded.